As I'm sure everyone's been worrying about since the start of quarantine, it's just what's Scott's next move? What's he gonna do to wow us this time? And no, it's not another page on economics or anything like that. He's just gonna show you, or I guess I'm gonna show you, what I've been doing to cope with social distancing and how that led to finding my project in the end. So just to kind of get a feel for who's behind the mic here, I am Scott, as you may know from that picture right there. One of my art friends was actually the artist behind that. She wrote or she drew that for her dissertation and received a perfect score. Now she's actually at Columbia right now studying mechanical engineering. So just really, really cool how I helped her become who she is today. So yeah, right now I'm spending my social distancing time at my parents' house, and they love having their 21-year-old son back and depending on them for life. Um, so the day I decided what I was gonna write, I started early. I got up at 8 a.m. I was just motivated and ready to figure out what was going on. And yeah, as you can tell from my room right here, I mean, it's all business, no play. I just need to be able to get stuff done, and it's this outline or I guess environment that I'm able to do so or able to rest my head at night knowing that I did a good job. But But see, it's kind of flawed in a sense that when I wake up, I mean, I'm always distracted by all these medals that I've won, all from middle school. And yeah, it tears me up almost thinking about it because they formulate who I am as a person so much and all that I've been able to win and others to lose because of it. Oh, gosh, I didn't know my guitar there. That's kind of embarrassing. That's weird. I hope nobody asked me about that. But yeah, but it was about 2 hours later at 10 a.m. I just had to get out of there. I had to quit relishing in the fact of my middle school peak and kind of just get on with my day, get to what I needed to be doing and get to some relaxing topics. So at 10 a.m. I went to my woodworking as kind of my breakaway from reality at this point. So yeah, usually 10 a.m. rolls around and I try to get in some woodworking projects with my dad. He's kind of with the empty nest around usually. He's been using that time to build these amazing projects like this bear here. And I thought to myself, wow, I could do a lot better job than he is and sell it for probably more money if I just put in the time and got in the game. And yeah, it's been rewarding for him so far. So I wondered, wow, there must be something for me out there. So yeah, he made this bowl and this bear. And then here's me with the vase I made in about 2 weeks, and it's actually not been bought yet. My dad sold his stuff for about a good amount of money, but no bidders on my vase yet. And it's really cool. You can hold a lot of stuff in there, like pencils, maybe some carrots if you want. Somebody likes flowers, they can put it in there. And no, there is a hole on the bottom, so the water will fall out, and the flowers will die really quick. But that's okay. You can still buy it. Still a really good vase. But yeah, after seeing my dad's product sell and then my vase not selling, it's been rough, and I've needed some friendship. And Baxter's been that rock. He's been my best friend in this case. But at 12, it was my time, and I had to get to my safe place in order to get this reading done and to figure out what I was going to write about and at least get an idea. So I had to go to my safe place. And from outside, it may look like it's just this plain, small room because you can't see inside, but it's so much more to that to me. But some of the best characteristics of this is the simplicity. The walls and the design are perfect for blocking out distractions. Usually in brown rooms, I just can't get anything done. Purple rooms, no go. Yellow, no. Green, sometimes. But these white walls, I mean, they do it for me. I can get my stuff done on time. I can read, and it just isn't a distraction at all. Now think of your happiest place or your happiest room in this world and ask yourself this. Is it cold? For me, no. And it's this room, and it's not cold because of this vent right here. And it's so important to the overall theme and objective message that it's kind of saying to me. A good smelling room is a good room, and this candle is the point of making my room smell good. And in this case, without it, this room would be nothing to me, and without me, this candle would mean nothing. So this candle is everything for the overall structure and success of this room. But on that day, there was one thing missing, and it was crucial, and it made the room a little worse. And on that day, I was in that room for 3 hours, just lost in my reading and lost in figuring out what I was going to write about, and overall just lost in Malone, kind of killing two birds with one Malone, if you know what I mean. But in this case, I had to get out of there at 3 hours, mostly because usually from 3 to 4 is my workout, but also because of my leg cramps. But perhaps one of the biggest blessings of this house so far is just the weight room. And yeah, using my mom's weights. I've never been pushed harder before. That treadmill there, we've had some battles. I'm not gonna lie to you. Usually I win, but we've had some battles. But after that hour, it's go time again, and it's time to get back to work. So after that hour, it's time for me to, like I said, get back to work. And from about 4 to 6, that's me time, and that's in my man cave that I've created. And this cave was created to be the new stepping stone in this house, kind of me being able to get stuff done. I mean, I have my safe place, but this is the room where I just put my head down and work. It's not it's not safe. It's where I get stuff done. As you can see on this day, it was a busy ship. You can see my desk back there. It's got some cluttered papers and wires everywhere. It was time to get stuff done. The heater's on because, like I said, you can't have a cold room. And yeah, not a lot to be messing around with that day. Yeah, there was the desk I was working on, just a closer view so you get more of that clutter that you were seeing earlier. And there's the big screen. And usually in my day, I try to find some time where I can just watch some insightful, thought-provoking film and movies, TV shows, just to kind of get away from the fact that I need to focus on stuff all the time. And again, probably like an hour and 30 of this 2 hour time slot was just spent watching good cinema and yeah, getting lost. And yeah, in these 2 hours, I don't like to talk about this a lot because it kind of intimidates a lot of people or makes them feel like worse people than me. That's what they say. That's not what I want them to feel. But yeah, usually I'll set aside a good amount of time to do volunteering work. And I think that really took my sister off guard when she came down to tell me that dinner was ready.
Scott, dinner's ready. Scott, dinner's ready.
No, I'm about 6'2" with my shoes on. What about you?
Scott?
What are you doing?
One of the biggest moments of this day, though, happened at dinner time when, yeah, I might have had a little bit of a meltdown. But if I hadn't have had that, I never would have got to the point where I figured out what I was going to write about.
What's for dinner?
Gluten-free spaghetti squash.
So you're probably wondering, Scott, how could that have possibly helped you come to the idea of what you were going to write about? And after a mutual agreement over email with my mom and dad, I'm not allowed to leave the basement anymore. And with that banishment, I was able to that day actually find this clip after just kind of watching some TV. So it was with this clip while I was locked in my basement for the rest of the quarantine that I kind of figured out what I wanted to write about, and more specifically, how Westworld kind of changed my perspective or kind of gave me insight towards Michelangelo's painting, Adam's Creation, and how that can be applied to Malone Dies. I hope you may have been able to tell that was completely sarcastic and none of which happened, except for the Westworld part. I did get my inspiration for my writing in this case from Adam's Creation that was displayed on Westworld. But if you actually want to know how I have been spending social distancing, here is an example of what I feel like I have become. a mindless person who kind of just looks at hours and hours of social media and uses their cell phone for miscellaneous, boring tasks. Would it be funner or more accurate, I guess, in this case, to display that? Yes. But who wants to hear about that tedious life that I have seemed to have adopted?